Horses are lined up. They're at the post. Swing over that gate and watch them ponies accelerate. We are racing once again. Race number 2, it is Futurity number 32 here at the Loop Red River Exhibition Park. As we dive down into turn number 1, it is Grit and Grace taking the early lead, followed by Who's Your Daddy? Grit and Grace takes the early lead by a couple of lengths, followed by Looking Like a Million, Cartoon Kid, Just a Cool Dude, and Who's Your Daddy now on the back end of the race. Grit and Grace starting to make a bit of a move and starting to lengthen her lead as she continues to go down the back stretch, and we pass the first quarter in a time of 30-2. Grit and Grace still showing the way for the rest of the Looking Like a Million, Cartoon Kid, Just a Cool Dude, and Who's Your Daddy now starting to make a move out of the back end on the right side and moving up into the field. Coming around turn number 2, it is Grit and Grace still showing the way for everybody with Looking Like a Million, Cartoon Kid, Just a Cool Dude, and Who's Your Daddy. As we hit the halfway point of race number 2 this afternoon, it is still Grit and Grace and Dean Ray in the lead at a time of 1 minute and 3. 1 minute and 3. Grit and Grace still plowing the field for the rest of the horses. It is Looking Like a Million in second spot with Cartoon Kid, Just a Cool Dude, and bringing up the rear, it is Who's Your Daddy? As we head down that back stretch, it is still Grit and Grace, the 3-year-old filly, in the lead by a couple of lengths, followed by Looking Like a Million, Cartoon Kid, Just a Cool Dude, and Who's Your Daddy, fighting it out for the back end of the spot with 1:31.4, your three-quarter time, 1:31.4. Looks like it's going to be from start to finish unless something happens. Grit and Grace has got about a 3-horse lead now as we continue into the final turn, followed by Looking Like a Million, Cartoon Kid, and now Who's Your Daddy with Just a Cool Dude off the back end. Coming into the final stretch as we head towards home, Grit and Grace is still leading the way, followed by Cartoon Kid. It is going to be Grit and Grace in the lead, followed by Just a Cool Dude, Looking Like a Million in second spot, and it's a tight one for third place. It looks like it might have been Cartoon Kid, but we'll get the official from the officials in a couple of minutes' time. But your winner in a time of 2:02.4, Just a Cool Dude.